I am Jerry Azuma, and this is To The Points, focused on NFL matchup previews and bets. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving to you all. I am super thankful for all of you guys, but we have some football. 3 games that are coming up. The first one, the Bears versus the Lions. The Lions are currently a 9.5-point favorite. The total points is at 47.5. Now, the Bears are on a 5-game losing streak, and it hasn't been fun being a Chicago Bear fan. Now, they go on the road on a short week to face arguably the best team in football, who is on a 9-game win streak. Now, we already know that the Detroit Lions are a well-coached team, and we know everything about them. They're loaded with talent, and they execute in all phases of the game, all 3 phases. It's not going to be easy, but what do the Bears need to do to win? Okay, let's break this down. Stop the run, first and foremost. Last week, the Bears defense gave up over 100 yards rushing to Aaron Jones. Now they face Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, who provide a dynamic 1-2 punch to wear down the defense. The defensive line, they have to win their battles in the trenches. They need to be aggressive at the point of attack to slow down the run game. And in the passing situations, they need to be aggressive and pressure golf. In addition, the DBs need to get up in these wide receivers' grill and get physical with them. Take away those free releases and swarm to the football. Next, Thomas Brown. His play calling over the last 2 weeks have been really solid, and they've been getting a lot of production and putting up points on the board. So they're doing things that I like to see. I like to see an increased targets to Cole Kmet. I think I say this every single week. And the balanced run to pass ratio has been excellent. That needs to continue. But most of all, the Bears need to have a high percentage on third down conversions to sustain drives. Lastly, the Bears need to stay disciplined. Penalties is the easiest way to knock a team out of rhythm. Eliminate mistakes obviously will give you a better chance to win. But in addition to that, the coaching staff has to do a better job with situational management. Too many times this season, the coaching staff has failed in this area, and they just simply have to do better. Now let's get right to the points. Hoping and wishing that the Bears do everything that I mentioned is a bad strategy. I'll be honest, I don't think that they win this game, but I know from last week they will play hard, and I have them covering the spread. Let's move on to game number 2. The Giants travel to see the Cowboys. Dallas is a 3.5-point home favorite, and the total points is at 37.5. Now, last week, the Cowboys stepped up and came away with a great road win against a solid Commanders team. The Giants, on the other hand, got smoked by the Bucs, and honestly, it looked like they were just ready to fold for the rest of the season. A few things to keep your eyes on. The last meeting, the Cowboys beat the Giants 20-15, and Malik Neighbors went off for 12 catches for 115 yards on 15 targets. Last week, it wasn't so great for Neighbors, seeing 0 targets in the first half against the Bucs. He expressed his concern in front of the cameras after the game, so I trust that Brian Daboll will not let this happen again. I'm pretty sure that he'll get a superstar wide receiver many targets. Now, both teams have issues at the helm. Cooper Rush for Dallas and Tommy DeVito for the Giants if he's healthy to go. Both defensive fronts know a backup is starting, so look for the trenches to have extra motivation to make things very uncomfortable for these quarterbacks. Now, both teams rank at the bottom 5 in overall run defense, so there is an opportunity for both teams to find some production on the ground. Look for some more run plays and quick passes to running backs through the course of this game. The team who runs the ball effectively will have a big advantage on the outcome of this football game. Lastly, throughout the NFL in the second half of the season, we start seeing basic fundamentals break down. Last week, the Giants missed over 10 tackles, and it was costly. Inconsistent tackling is an easy way to give up explosive plays and lose football games. The team that remains fundamentally sound will have a huge advantage on Turkey Day. Now let's get right to the points. Put some change on Neighbors over 6.5 total receptions and CeeDee Lamb over 70 yards receiving. Hopefully the sun stays out of his eyes. In the end, I like Dallas at home to eat well and get the win and cover the spread. All right, guys, in the late window, the Dolphins travel to Green Bay. Currently, the Pack is at a 3.5-point favorite, and the total points is at 47.5. Let's dive in on a few key points. Josh Jacobs and the Packers' run offense have been sneaky good. They found great efficiency with running the ball, and last week, Jacobs put the ball in the end zone 3 times. He ranks 3rd in the NFL in rushing, by the way. Pretty damn good. With the conditions in Lambeau not being that favorable, look for the Pack to take it to the ground and get a hat on a hat and grind it out. Now, on the flip, running back Devon Achane, he needs 65 scrimmage yards to reach 1,000 total yards for the first time in a season. He'll be motivated, and the Dolphins will call his number often. Also look for him to be productive in the quick passing and short game. Tua, he'll get the ball off quickly, and Etienne is extremely dangerous in space. Now, the Packers and Dolphins both have explosive offenses. They put up a bunch of points, especially in the red zone. Both Tua and Love have been protecting the ball and eliminating mistakes. The Packers have Xavier McKinney, who is a ball hawk. 7 picks on the season, and he will look to snatch his 8th from Tua. Look for him to gamble and take chances when the ball is in the air. Both defenses can turn up the heat, and both teams have been playing very well lately. Fundamentally, they've been sound, and the trenches have been very disruptive. I think this game comes down to who converts best on third down and in the red zone. Now let's get right to the points. Jonnu Smith, he has arrived and he has been productive. Look for that to continue. Put some change on him scoring an anytime touchdown. I like the Pack to work Jacobs in the passing game this week. Put some change on him going over 14 and a half receiving yards. And I also like Jaden Reed to go over 48 and a half receiving yards. In the end, I tend to lean on the Pack at home, especially in these conditions. But this Miami team is clicking collectively. I'm taking the Miami and the points. All right, guys, this has been To The Points. Thank you for listening, and make sure to follow, and happy Thanksgiving.